Good afternoon, everybody.
Oh, and I thought I was going to sneeze when I first came on. Good afternoon, Jeremy. How are you?
A little tired. How are you?
I'm good, I guess. I gotta finish this up, and then I gotta leave here and do some family stuff this afternoon.
I'm working on getting this thing shared out.
We got a bad storm system coming through today, and I get to drive in it. And it's supposed to be bad cold this next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like in the 20s.
Well, it's really cold here right now. It actually warmed up a little bit. It's 22 degrees here right now.
It's too cold for me.
Yesterday, it was in the mid teens.
I wouldn't even be outside.
I wouldn't have been either, but we had a funeral to go to. My dad's uncle. So and he was very close to his uncle. So I made sure that we were going to get there. We were questioning the night before because we were supposed to be getting a snowstorm here, and it's a 2 hour drive to the funeral. Um, it's supposed to be a actually right now they're supposed to be having a snowstorm. Um, I texted my brother; he lived down there, and he told me, "No, you guys should be fine getting down here on Saturday, but it's the next day that you're not going to want to be down here."
We
And
might get a little bit of ice next week. I don't know. Really depends.
that's kind of odd for your area, isn't it?
Yes and no. We usually don't get a lot of snow. If we get anything, it's going to be sleet and ice.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if we get snow, it's too cold to stick, or it's too wet to stick. Excuse me.
Hi, Jill.
Morning, Joe. But about what's the past couple years, we got a little bit of snow last year, I think, and then a couple years ago, we got this really bad ice storm,
Yeah.
snow, ice. We were in pretty much shut down for 3 or 4 days.
I know 2 years ago we did have a lot of snow hit. Actually, 2 years ago and 3 years ago we had a lot of snow hit us. Last year was extremely mild. Um, it seemed like we just went into the beginning of winter and then all of a sudden just hit spring.
And that's what I want.
Yeah,
Forget winter. Let's go around in spring.
yeah, that was all we had. We've had a couple of snowfalls already this season. Um, we had couple of minor ones in November where, like, the next day it was all gone. Um, but Thursday night we started getting snow, and it stayed since then.
If you're just tuning in, this is the Marks on Wrestling with the weather forecast.
Hey, well, we got to switch it up sometimes.
Yeah, it keeps it interesting. You never know what's going to come out of our mouths, what we're going to talk about besides wrestling.
I know. Just like Jill here wanted to sit on Santa's lap.
What?
Yeah, and I was the Santa. I don't know. She was on this whole Santa trip. It was a lot of fun that night, though. Um, so this is the first show of the new year. Actually, this is like our 2 year anniversary, I think.
2 years.
Yeah.
We kind of. I'm gonna talk a little bit about how this kind of all came together. So we are both in the paranormal. We had not met one another, and we went. We're both set to go to Salina, Texas,
Salina,
Texas,
Kansas.
Salina, Kansas, at the Masonic Temple. They had a paracon up there to help raise money for the temple for repairs and whatnot. So we have mutual friends. Um, Eileen, I guess, introduced us, uh, and during that thing, we did our investigation. Blah blah blah. We did that, and of course, Jeremy was doing the Things Network at that time, and asked us about our group joining the Things Network.
Hadn't started Things Network at that time. We
That
started.
was the that was just Things. It was basically from what I understand, Jeremy's point was a group of uh, reputable paranormal investigators from all over joining a kind of a network of people for different cases in different areas. So people could contact uh, individual group, and they could get with their contacts through Jeremy and stuff like that to
Oh,
get somebody in their area.
the
Am I hitting it right?
old Things Network. Yes, I get to get all the Things family. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
So anyway, we were discussing it one night. I was laying in bed, and we were sitting there discussing, and I don't remember what brought it up, but we were messaging back and forth and saying something about wrestling. One of us said something about wrestling. WrestleMania is coming up. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I remember I was telling you that I was hoping to put together a wrestling show of some sort. At that time, I hadn't really given it any thought of, like co host or anything like that. I just wanted to put together a wrestling show of some sort. And then I thought, hey, I'll just ask you.
Well, it's like we're coming across because I don't think either one of us knew the other one was interested in wrestling at that time. It was just it never come up. I think we said something about one of us said something about WrestleMania is coming up, so I'm gonna be busy, that night. And it's like, oh, you watch wrestling? It's like, yeah, I watch wrestling for blah 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 many years, and you know, just one of those chance meetings. And the thing about it is, we have never been in the paranormal and went to Saline, Kansas. That we wouldn't be doing this now.
Which that weekend, despite all of its issues, we did have fun.
I enjoyed it. There was a few, I don't know, crazy moments. Not paranormal, but certain things happen.
Yeah. I went back on the old on the Marks on Wrestling page, and January 13th was our first episode. January 13th of 2023. So next week technically is our 1 2 year
All
anniversary.
right, 2 year anniversary.
Yeah. But I don't know if we're going to be doing a show next week, so technically this can be our 2 years.
Yeah, we'll make this the 2 year.
Yeah. It's been kind of a slow 2 years in a way. It took us a hot minute to really get our footing. We did a few shows, and then we went, I don't know, 6 7 months without doing a show at all because of our schedule. Because I had to have surgery, and then after, as I was coming out of recovery and starting to get myself ready to get back, my schedule got extremely hectic. Um, but I think over the past year we have been doing better um, on shows.
Yeah, you kind of get you start off, you get your footing and all that, and figuring out now it's just it's kind of routine. But today we were going to talk about, try to talk about, discuss year in review of 2024, what all has happened, uh, mainly in the WWE. Of course, we have done one or two shows um, on different wrestling organizations other than WWE, but we
We
did that thing with Sting.
yeah we a tribute to Sting. Let me go back.
Of course, people don't know, just tuning in or not really into wrestling. Sting, the icon, long time wrestler, retired this past year. Had his last match. I was a big Sting fan back in the day.
We did do a Halloween Havoc review. I forgot we had done that, so we did cover a WCW pay per view. We also covered Superfan.
Yeah, Superfan was good. If you hadn't seen that documentary, I'm not sure we can find it now since the whole swap over Peacock and Netflix. I haven't been on Peacock to see if the stuff is still there.
I was on Peacock a couple days ago, and Superfan was still there.
Okay. If you haven't seen that, that documentary is a really good documentary.
Yeah. Let's see.
And we pushed for Superfan. We pushed for Vlad for the Hall of Fame, which didn't really get a whole lot of people on board.
Uh, I went. I went to change. Um, got to my petitions, and it's not even there.
And removed it.
Well, hold on. Let's okay. Superfan Vlad. Um,
I figured a lot more people would have got on board with that.
okay, here we go. Now, if I do a search for his name on change.org, then it does come up. Um, we only got 40 signatures. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, Vlad.
Well, I'm just going to put it out there and put it in the comments of all the different locations. Maybe somebody will come across it.
And hit it, and it's like, oh yeah, and really hit it, make it take off.
Yeah. Why not? So it pops up. We do have the 40 signatures, so that is good. Um, it says here 11 months ago we had 25 supporters, so gained 15 since then.
Every time we're dead, he'll get in there.
Oh, look. Drop federal terrorism charge and death penalty for Luigi Mangione, or whatever his last name. 10,000 signatures. Wow.
Now, if he can get that, why can't Vlad get more than 40? Come on.
I know. Vlad deserves his.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, yeah, did start that up a year ago. I don't know why it wouldn't show up under my petitions. It doesn't even show up under the petitions that I had signed.
Oh,
So I don't get that.
what
Anyway,
other reviews we do? We did a Survivor Series last year, didn't we?
yeah, we did cover Survivor Series last year. Um, let's see, we did That was the last one. That was actually our last show. So we covered Survivor Series, Crown Jewel, Bad Blood, SummerSlam, King and Queen of the Ring. We did them all.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm talking about a uh, past review.
oh, a
You know,
past
a question.
Survivor Series.
Yeah,
Um, okay, so past we had done No Way Out of Texas, which was 98. Uh, we did a Monday Night Raw in 94.
yeah, I remember that one.
Uh, yeah, that was one of the more memorable Monday Night Raws for me because there were certain things that happened on that show that I couldn't remember when it happened. And it all ended up being on that one show. Um, we did WrestleMania 5,
Hmm.
uh, Primetime Wrestling in 89, did Halloween Havoc 91, and that is all the past reviews we had done. We really should do more because I really, really enjoy doing the old shows. Wait a minute, we also did a Royal Rumble too. Yeah,
We
here,
did
Royal Rumble 9.
we did one show where it had like, oh my god, it was like 15, 20 matches or something on it.
That would have been WrestleMania 5 that had 14 matches.
No, it was like one of the regular. Wasn't a big. It wasn't a WrestleMania. It was another pay-per-view we did, and it had just 12, 13 matches on it. It was like kept on going. Because I was watching the thing and I was doing my notes. I was like, well, good God, how many matches are in this thing?
Uh, unless you're talking about one of the more recent WrestleManias where they're doing 7, 8, 9
Uh,
matches
it was
both
it
nights.
was old. It was old. It was an old one.
Oh, um,
It was like in the 80s.
well, those
Might have been WrestleMania 5. Might have been WrestleMania 5.
had 9 matches. Now, Halloween Havoc had a bunch of matches, even a couple weren't advertised, which WCW was notorious for doing that. You would have your presented card, and then it seemed like every pay per view there was at least one match that was not announced.
Right.
Um, well, there was one show where we reviewed two pay per views at the same time, NXT Heat Wave and then Money in the Bank. Maybe you're thinking of that one.
Maybe. Might have
So
been the past 3 months. I don't forgot.
yeah. So 2024 has been a hell of a ride. Um,
A lot going on this year.
yeah. So Bailey wins the women's Royal Rumble, starting at number 3, and she ends up having third all-time uh, longest time in a Rumble, behind only Daniel Bryan and Gunther. Third all time, which is a massive, massive feat for anybody.
And didn't she win? Didn't
She,
she win the title?
she won the title. She beat Io Sky at WrestleMania.
That's right.
and then she lost it to Nia Jax. Um, at SummerSlam.
Probably.
Let's go back here. Yeah, she lost. She lost it to Nia Jax at SummerSlam. Um,
And then just this past, of course, Tiffany Stratton wound up winning the Money in the Bank. She came on the scene kind of strong, wins Money in the Bank, and then she's toting around the briefcase with and kind of hanging out with Nia Jax for a while. And of course, there's been so many instances where you think she's going to cash in on her or live.
oh man, it seemed like she was going to about 10 different times.
Yeah, and then last night I didn't get to watch it, but I got to watch the previews or the review, and anyway, she wound up crossing Jax and wound up cashing in on Jax with the help of Bianca Belair inadvertently with the help.
Here's the irony of this. Yeah, gave her that briefcase.
Do what?
Nia Jax gave her that briefcase because she had a regular Money in the Bank briefcase, and then Nia had a pink one made up for her and gave it to her, and Tiffany uses it to beat her. So they all it uh
Yeah,
the
so Thursday was Naomi and versus Jax. Um, and that was the match, and of course there was interference outside and back and forth, and then anyway, Tiffany wound up cashing in on Nia, and we'll see where this goes. They had a lot of stuff going on with Liv Morgan and Dominic and Rhea Ripley this year.
uh, um yeah, they're going to be doing a last woman standing match on Friday, and everything is leading towards Rhea getting the title back. Um, but I think we're going to have a swerve in there at some point.
You know, I'm not a big Rhea fan anyway, but she doesn't need
Blasphemy.
the title. It's like it's like Jay Uso. He don't need the title. Um, they're very popular without it.
Very true. Very true. And Liv, she has improved so much over the years. Because I remember when she first debuted on NXT as her real name, um, and the improvement from that match to what she does now is it's a lot like how when Miz debuted and how he is now. Because when you first saw them, you're thinking they are not going to last long.
Right.
Everybody knew Miz wasn't going to last very long, and sure enough, world champion, main evented WrestleMania. He still keeps himself relevant after 20 years.
Yeah, I was never a big Miz fan. There was that point in time when I wasn't watching. I was like, not watching Miz. I wasn't. I didn't really get into the Daniel Bryan era either. I wasn't watching much back then.
I think after his feud with Daniel Bryan was what really opened a lot of people's eyes to him to notice how much he really does. Um, Cody Rhodes finally finished his story.
That was the big one.
Yeah,
WrestleMania last year was huge, huge 2 night deal. Uh, Cody and who did he team up with? Uh, it
he
was Cody and somebody and
Seth.
Rock and Seth. That's right. The night before their championship match, basically, if Cody and Seth lost to The Rock and Roman, then it'd be Bloodline rules for the next night for the title, which we knew kind of that's the way it was going to go. And yeah, that ending was just very emotional and just like very exciting ending.
Everybody who was anybody was involved in that match.
Yeah, you had The Rock jump out there, you had Cena come out, you had Seth come out, you had
Undertaker.
Taker at the very end. So it was like, yeah, it was wild, wild ending.
And then, as Paul Heyman said this past Friday night, Roman finally got his revenge on Seth, hitting him in the chair, which is 10 years in the making. And Cody took advantage of that moment and got the 1, 2, 3. Um, I was not a fan knowing that Cody was going to win the title. I felt that Roman should have held on to it for at least another year, at least beat Hulk Hogan's length. Um, but the celebration at the end of that night was just um, one you can't describe.
And it's, you know, one of those feel good moments for the Rhodes family, for Dusty's lineage. That made it so big. It was just, hey, Cody finally,
Hmm.
got the title. It wouldn't be as big as it would be if, the whole backstory of his dad, Dusty, thinking they won the title, you know, against Ric Flair that time.
Hmm.
And
His wife
that
was
was,
there. His mother was there. From what I understand, Dustin was also there, but he was like up in one of the sweet boxes. Um, I would have liked for him to have gone down there to celebrate with him, but with the AEW contracts and all that, I can understand that. But
yeah.
sometimes I would like to think that exceptions can be made.
Yeah, just dress up in, drag.
Yeah.
But,
Well, having come out as Gold Dust,
yeah.
wouldn't that be something? Um, but all in all, Cody, I think, has done a decent job as champion. Um, I have gotten used to the idea of him being champion, but for some reason, I just have a hard time, being solid behind him like he is the true face of the company. Because every time Roman comes out, it seems like he is still the face of the company, even though Cody's got the belt.
I really think that it's you're living in a different time with the wrestling now, where it's not just this. Hey, he's the main guy, he's the title guy, and everybody else is just kind of down here underneath. You got so many different wrestlers now that are on the roster that get the big big pops when they come out. They get the singing. They get just um, so many fan favorites right now.
Yeah.
Uh, Roman, Cody,
LA, Jay,
yeah. You just got so many of them now. It's like
CM.
there's no, yeah, there's no hierarchy. There's no top hierarchy right now.
Maybe not to us as fans, but to the company. Cody is the guy. No two ways around it. By company standards, Cody is the man. That the company is solid behind him, is solid on his back and shoulders. I get that, but for some reason, I just don't feel I can connect with him in all of that, but I can't connect with him in that way.
I think it's because you're a big Roman fan.
It probably is, but when you go back to Bad Blood, when Cody and Roman were tag partners, Cody came out first. And then when Roman came out, he still had that aura like, I'm still the guy. He just had that presence, that I don't think Cody ever will.
Well, it's like during uh, War Games. Jay came out last.
Yeah. But
So I mean,
there was a reason for that too, though.
well, he was going to start first, but I mean, you could still change it around, even if they all. I mean, you didn't have to necessarily have him come out last. They could have brought Cody out last, and they were all down there by the cage, and
Oh, Cody
and
wasn't in that match.
huh?
Are you
Cody
talking?
wasn't. No, no, not Cody wasn't in that match. I'm sorry. Oh,
But Jay came out through the crowd where he was at. So for him to come out first mean that he would be in the ring and waiting for all of his other guys to come out.
well, he
So
didn't have to come out. They all could have met at the cage. That's what I'm saying.
the cage in the ring or the cage that they all had.
Cage with their hope you had to hang in.
So it made sense for all of them to come out first to be at that cage because they were here. Jay was coming out from over here. So it made sense for him to come out last because he was literally coming right out to the ring instead of coming out from backstage with the rest of the guys.
Yeah, but he didn't have to necessarily do that.
No, but that's what he had been doing for the past year. And speaking of Jay, he had one of the most incredible moments of the entire year in at Backlash. When when he came out, I just got the chills thinking about it. He comes out, lights are down, everybody's got the flashlights on their phones on, and he is there when he's doing his yeet thing. You see all of the entire arena is yeeting with him with their phones, and it was just, how can you top something like that?
It's
He
kind of like
was
it,
incredibly over.
right. It's kind of like the Bray Wyatt Fireflies.
Yeah,
It just happened. And now we're using that. It wasn't one of those planned things. It just happened that way.
it just happened that way.
Right. And hey, we're gonna jump on the bandwagon and go with it. You know.
And you could even hear it in Michael Cole's voice. When he was talking about how incredible this moment was. He recognized that this was a once in a lifetime thing. Um, and then later on that night, the people were stomping on the floor so much that it was causing the main camera to shake when the announcer was introducing AJ Styles.
Hmm.
I thought it was just the camera was moving, and from what everybody was saying, no, it's because the fans were jumping up and down so much it was causing that to happen.
That was at that.
That
That
was in
was at that.
France again.
Say it again.
That was in France. It was later
Yeah,
that night after Jay's Yeet.
yeah. The French pay per view. Uh, yeah, the French fans was like just way out there on excitement and all. Uh,
I I would
we
say
discussed that a little bit.
crowd they had all year.
Yeah, we had talked about that. That you need that same enthusiasm out of the American fans. We take it for granted.
I know, and oh man, that had to be kind of discouraging for these guys to go over there to Europe because let's see where they've been. They have been to Australia, France, Saudi Arabia, Scotland, Canada, Germany, um, okay, two places in Canada, Ontario and British Columbia, and also a second show in Saudi Arabia. So they had 8 events outside of the United States. Um, Saudi Arabia, I think, was probably the lowest in terms of fan excitement. This this most recent one, Crown Jewel. When you think about the excitement of the fans and how they sing and everything like that. So for the rest of us to go out to those venues, experience all of that, and then come back to the states and you know the fans are not doing that. You would
Hmm.
think that after seeing how the international fans are acting, you would think that the fans here would act the same way, but they're not.
Yeah, and it may be the fact that we get so many pay per views during the year, and we're so easily accessible to it, whereas the French may not be, far as live events. They're really stoked and excited to have a live event there. So it's like something brand new to them, so they're more excited about it as opposed to it's another pay per view.
Well, hopefully something will change. I think maybe at the Royal Rumble, which is going to be in Indianapolis, I think that might change because this is the first time that Indiana has had a pay per view in probably 10 years, maybe more. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not correct. They just had one in, uh,
Yeah, they did have one, didn't they? Because
yeah,
we discussed that.
23. They had
Yeah,
one fast. I was going to go there, but I couldn't afford to. Yeah, they had Fastlane there. But prior to that, I think the last time was Survivor Series, and that was um, November 2012. That was when The Shield debuted. I was there for that one. And I was confused to hell when they came out. I had no idea who these guys were because I wasn't watching NXT at the time. I knew of it, but I had no clue of anything about it. So when the Shield came out and started beating up on Ryback, I had no clue who they were.
that was like the last live event I went to. It's been years ago, and we're sitting there, and they got one of the main guys are announcing, so and so coming to the ring, and we're all like, everybody's excited, because you're seeing, we'll just say Triple H, we'll just throw it. Wasn't Triple H, but we'll do that. It's like Triple H, yeah, he's coming out, and then they announce his opponent, and they announce him, and you can hear the entire crowd go, "Who?" Nobody knew. who they were talking about. So they get in the ring. Of course, they have their thing. Guy loses, and then I see him. This was on a Sunday. I see him. We watched Monday Night Raw because a buddy of mine that I worked with at the time, we went together. And next morning, Tuesday, we were always talking about what happened on wrestling the night before. And I believe this might have been end of Attitude Era, somewhere around there. Well, that was after the Attitude Era. But anyway, we're sitting there talking. I said, hey.
Debuted, and Rock flat out asked him, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Now, this was I don't remember who in the hell it was. Might have been, this black guy's name.
A more recent who that happened was
Maven. Might have been Maven at the
oh, that
time.
would have been in the Attitude Era.
Maybe it wasn't Maven. Shelton Benjamin, maybe. It was a black guy. I do remember that. But anyway,
Brock
we're watching.
did something like that on Bobby Lashley, and he was going, "Bobby who?"
Mm-mm. This was a young guy, but he showed up on Raw that next night, and he was sitting there. He got in the ring, and my name is so and so. My name is so and so. He kept on his little promo thing. My name is so and so. It's like he's doing that because last night in Jackson, nobody knew who in the hell he was when he came to the ring.
I remember something about that.
But he just kept saying his name over and over during the promo in the show, and I was like, "That's funny." I said the whole arena went, "Who?" And now he's trying to get over and make everybody understand who his damn name is, what his damn name is, because of the Jackson crowd. That was was that Taker? I want to say that was the same. That was the same crowd that I watched Batista. I want to say that was Evolution. Batista still hadn't got his big tattoo on his back done yet. It was still inked in, but I mean it was outlined, but it wasn't inked in yet. That's how long ago that was. Leah was still there.
Yeah, I
Trish
do.
Stratus was still there.
He was introducing himself, going up to people. My name is. I remember that. I can't think of who it was.
But yeah, that's how long ago that's been. That was Evolution, and we watched the Evolution match with Flair and uh, Batista and Triple H and all that, and we watched the match, and the ending of the match on Raw the next night was the exact same ending they did at the arena where we were watching. So the match wasn't the same, but the ending and everything that happened was identical to what they had did the night before.
And
Like,
Triple H was the champion then.
I think so, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he would have been because Batista was still young. He was coming in, but that's a year that Batista beat Triple H for the title. Batista was a massive human in real life. I mean, he was huge. Good Lord, he was big.
oh yeah, he was a big
Because
boy.
we were like three we were 3 rows back by ringside, and he fell out of the ring and hit one of the corner banisters, the corner railing, going up the aisle. He was right there next to us. Like that's when I saw his tattoo on his back. It wasn't completely finished yet. And I was like, "Oh man, that's a cool tattoo." He was like, he spoke out. I was like, "Thank you," and got back up, and got in the ring.
Well, I'm in that time frame on CageMat.net looking for.
Let me see if I can
Okay,
find
I
it.
see where he had a match with Shelton Benjamin, but not what you were looking for. My name is so and so. The only problem is these guys had 100, 150 matches a year, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to find. Let's see, he did a whole bunch of matches with Umaga, Randy Orton. Yeah, see another match with Shelton Benjamin. What about Carlito? Would that have been him?
Now, heck, it might have been a white guy. Hell,
The thing is, Paul Heyman is the one who does the "My name is" all the time.
yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't him. I'd have to look back on the year that I probably went. I'd have to look at see if I can't find tickets. If I can find ticket stubs from back in the day, then I
Yeah,
could
that would
probably
be great.
narrow down.
Yes, because on Cage Match, I can go to pretty much any date and find the card.
If we can find the card and find the arena, of course, it was the Jackson Coliseum. Then I'll know. Look at the card, and I'll tell you exactly what it was.
At the Jackson Coliseum.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I can't. Yeah, I can't look for specifics. Oh wait, so Jackson Coliseum, that's Jackson, Mississippi.
right.
Jackson Coliseum. Uh,
Five.
World
That would have
Wrestling
been.
Entertainment.
That'd have been late '90s, early 2000s.
If Triple H was the champion, that would have been.
It was late. It was a late '90s or even right around 2000. Because I know where I was working at that time, and I was not at the fire department at that time. We go back a couple of years, anywhere from '98 to 2001.
Nothing's coming up for me, so Yeah, if you can find that ticket stub, that'd be a big help. So okay, let's see. WWE is also they have been consistently saying that they have broken gate records and merchandise records. Um, John Cody Rhodes is the top merchandise mover, but at one point, 1 week or 1 month or something like that, our Truth was the top merchandise mover from what they were saying, and then it went back to Cody. Um, WrestleMania was the most viewed pay per view event of all time, which I get that. Let's see, they had 63, 64 sold out events, including live events, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, some of the pay per views. Um, just putting out huge numbers everywhere. So if they're having over 60 for the whole year, that's five a month on average. Um, let's see, they also brought back Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, we were going to do a show on that, and I forgot what happened. I didn't get to really. Um,
You ended up being called in for another shift.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Um, Jesse the Body Ventura returned after 12 years or so. He came back for a Monday Night Raw back in the day and brought Vince McMahon out for them to do color commentary during a battle royal, which brought back so many memories. And then Jesse was gone, and now he's back. He did color commentary with um, doing the Cody and Kevin match, and it's like he never lost a step. And now he's going to be back this month for Saturday night's main event, which I am not going to be able to get to see live because I have an investigation that night.
Where you going?
I'm doing a residential. I'm hearing something scritching and scratching over there.
That
Yeah.
that's my mouse.
Oh,
It's my mouse wheel. I'm looking for that. Still looking for that thing on there, but anyway.
you're still searching for it.
Yeah.
Um,
The whole Saturday Night's main event. Uh, I was excited about it. Because of the nostalgia aspect of it.
yeah.
As a show, um, as a total of the show anyway, it was good to see the nostalgia, but it wasn't as exciting uh, as it once was. The matches were really quick. Wasn't I guess the matches wasn't drawn out like they are now. Now, one thing that I think killed a lot of it was the commercial breaks.
The commercial breaks.
Yes, the stuff going on commercials during the Saturday Night's main event was just they were long as hell.
Yeah, but it. Yeah, commercials are
They
long
were long.
now. My dad, he complains about commercials on the shows that he watches. He said one commercial break, he counted 16 of them. And I'm thinking, Holy cow! You can't be doing that. Back in the day, they used to have maybe three.
Yeah, you get, you're watching a movie that's. I remember as a kid, watching movies where they edit it for television. Within at the marker of 20 minutes, you're hitting your first commercial. Could always time it when I was recording on VHS. Um, you could
I,
always count them when 20 minutes in this movie, you're getting a commercial.
I remember when watching the sitcoms like Perfect Strangers and Family Matters.
Oh, Perfect
There was
Strangers.
always two commercials there in the middle. They would run 10 minutes commercial, run another 10 minutes commercial, and then go to the end.
Yeah, and then you'd have like a little epilogue at the very end
Yes,
after the last commercial. Yeah, Perfect Strangers. I had forgotten all about that. That was God. I love that show.
that was my favorite, all-time favorite sitcom.
Don't be ridiculous.
We so happy we can do the dance of joy. Uh, yeah, I hate commercials. I really do. But you know,
I mean, I understand you got to have them, but good Lord, you when you have just as many commercial minutes as you do your show, it's like this is getting ridiculous.
this is why I like watching shows after they have gone live, because what I'll do is I go on Peacock, select the show I want to watch, and then I'll immediately go to that first commercial and go do something like I'm fixing dinner or something, and then I'll come back. It's gone past that commercial, then I'll jump over to the next commercial, let that run. I'll keep doing that until all of their advertisements have shown, and then I go all the way back to the beginning, and then I can watch the entire show without any interruptions. That's what I do. There was one time where something glitched, and all of a sudden, all of the advertisements showed up, and I had to do it again. But otherwise, I just go through all of those things. I go fix supper, use the bathroom, whatever. Let those commercials run their times while I'm in the kitchen. Come back, and then when I'm ready to eat, show's ready. Watch it from the beginning.
Yeah, I was, the past some of the pay per views I don't get to watch when they're actually on. I have to go back and watch replays because of work or just different scenarios. Um, so one thing I do like, as opposed to, I love watching it live. Don't get me wrong, but one thing I do like on the replay is, during the pay per view, you'll hear Michael Cole. Let's see. Let's check back and see what led up to this. This feud going to now, and you'll get recaps of what happened over the past 6 weeks or whatever.
Mhm.
On the replay, it automatically skips all that. He says this little thing that it immediately switches right back to the match. You start actually going right into the match. You don't have the recaps.
What I have noticed is that when they would actually say for the premium subscribers they get the recaps. For the regular subscribers, they're going to do advertisements. So I don't even get to see half of the recaps.
Okay. Well, I watch. I mean, when I watch the replays, it just skips that crap.
Okay.
Skips
Well,
all that.
this is when I'm watching it live. Um,
So you go through commercials and not get to watch the recaps. You have to sit through commercials.
mhm.
I got you.
And usually when they're doing those commercials, I'll get up, refill my water, get something out of the fridge, whatever.
Yeah, if I'm sitting there watching it live, that's my turn. That's my cue to go to the restroom, get something to drink, get something to eat. Blah blah blah.
That's your bathroom break.
Yeah, I mean, it's like WrestleMania. We're getting into WrestleMania mania time. That's like the Super Bowl for wrestlers. For wrestling fans.
Mhm.
So it's not uncommon to have where you have Super Bowl parties, you have WrestleMania parties. We've
Royal
done them.
Rumble is my Super Bowl. I'll watch the Royal Rumble before I watch WrestleMania. That is
Really,
my event.
WrestleMania is the big mecca. It's,
It is. Um, and what I like about, especially with the WrestleMania, is that they go right into the matches. They don't do all of this in ring stuff unless they're doing like the host of WrestleMania. I'm fine with that. Usually they do something special with that anyway.
or if they do something like Robert Downey Jr. blowing smoke into Roddy Piper's face over and over until he eats his ass.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's fun to watch, especially with Brother Love in the middle of all that. Um, it was a shame what happened to Shane McMahon when he was making his return, and all of a sudden he tears the quad. Man, he
Yeah, and the Snoop Dogg has to finish up.
yeah. Well, it did
Yeah,
give us a memorable moment, that's for sure. But still, I felt so bad for Shane because I know he was looking forward to really doing something special that night, and oh, that was so bad.
just a freak accident.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where you're getting up in age and you don't do this on a regular basis. And that's what I look at it. It's like you're not there every night doing all this stuff. You did something to where your body's like, hell no, we're not doing this.
yeah. Shane is 54 right now. He has a birthday in 10 days, so he'll be 55 in 10 days.
He's a couple years older than I am.
Yeah, hard to believe he's that old. I can remember when he was still a referee,
Yeah,
early 90s. Man. Um, so yeah, so WrestleMania 40 was huge no matter which way you look at it. We saw the return of the King and Queen of the Ring, saw the return of Saturday night's main events. So we're starting to see some of the old stuff coming back. And I'm hoping that they will bring back Starcade. Um, I like that they have Halloween Havoc back, although not quite like what it was, but I don't think it'll ever be like what it was in the mid '90s. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing Bash at the Beach coming back because I really enjoyed when they did the 1995 Bash where they put it on the actual beach.
which one did they? Which WC? I think it was Bash at the Beach where they had it. And yeah, it had to be Bash at the Beach. WCW had a pay per view, and it was like right around a swimming pool and shit.
Uh, that was Monday Nitro. They did several of those. Um, I was actually looking at where they did that. I forget where it was, but yeah, they did that.
I remember a pool being like all around the dang ring.
Yeah,
Hold on a sec. Hello, I'm on a podcast.
Where's Tom?
Tough as a church.
I am on Tom.
Uh, I'm back.
um, yeah, they did. It was it was like a spring break. Spring break,
Hmm.
Monday Nitro. They were somewhere. They built the ring right over the pool, which is a tremendous feat if you ask me. Um, they also had the very first Monday Nitro at the Mall of America in Minneapolis. That was different. They did all kinds of crazy things, and I can still remember when Monday Night Raw, they were doing a lot of those episodes in high school gymnasiums.
I can see that. I mean,
Yeah. Well, the early '90s was not very kind to wrestling in general.
no, it was much different. It was like, um, still this kind of, oh, you watch phony wrestling and stuff, you know.
Okay, so let's get into this. 2025 already. We had quite a few things happen. Um, Tiffany Stratton is now the WWE Women's Champion. SmackDown is now running at 3 hours. Monday Night Raw debuts on Netflix tomorrow.
Yep, I'll be at work and I'm gonna be watching it.
I don't
A
have
little while anyway.
I don't have Netflix, so I won't be watching it. I'll just catch the clips on YouTube like I always have. Now, once everything moves over to Netflix, then I can cancel Peacock and open up a Netflix account. Then I'll be able to watch everything. Um, so I'll be happy with that. But I still got to wait another year before I can do that. Yeah, I'm not going to subscribe to two different things.
I don't blame you. We've got a Netflix and we've got a Peacock. Of course, there's stuff up at guys up the station have different subscriptions to different streaming services, so it's like we get kind of everything up there.
Yeah, it kind of works out, I guess. Uh, for the Royal Rumble, which will be in Indianapolis, Indiana, I'm kind of bummed that I'm not going to be able to go. But the ticket prices are outrageous.
Oh yeah,
The
I can't even go to a regular live event; they're just too high.
the floor seats are $4,500. Can't afford that.
It's like your regular house shows. For ringside, it's like 250, $300. I'm like, I'm not going to that. And if I can't go and sit ringside, then I don't want to go because I'm not going to sit up in a nosebleed seat and can't see anything.
I actually prefer the first level up in an arena, or at least over here. Not on the floor, but that next
On the
level
balcony,
be the best view for where I'm at.
yeah,
Um, but in truth, for the War Memorial Coliseum that we have, I think any seat, even way up top, is still a great view. They're not too far away that everybody looks small.
right.
Um, but for the Royal Rumble, and still plenty of tickets left, I saw a resale of one ticket for $5,500, which is ridiculous. Um, the nosebleeds, way up high, those are $250. I
Yeah,
checked.
I ain't paying $250 to have to watch through binoculars. I can watch and have a better show sitting in my house watching it.
Exactly. But just once, I want to experience the Rumble. That's what I want to do. Maybe after I make a few $1,000,000, then I'll buy a front row ticket, but only then. Um, One match has been announced so far: Cody Rhodes against Kevin Owens in a ladder match. Both belts will be up for grabs.
Which don't make much sense. They're the same belt.
It
It's the same title.
it
So
is, but this is going to be the first time in 25 years that the Winged Eagle Championship is going to appear on pay per view.
Well, the way I see this happening out, Cody's going to wind up winning it. He's going to get it. He's going to give the title back to Triple H. They're going to put it back in archives, and you know, that's the way this is going to go. I don't see Kevin Owens winning.
No.
Just how are they going to, plan it all out? And what are they going to do during the match? That's going to be the exciting part.
Especially in a huge stadium like Lucas Oil Stadium. What I'm kind of wondering is if this is their way of bringing back the Winged Eagle title, maybe doing away with the big W belt.
I would like to see that happen.
Yeah. Because think about it. Cody has openly said for years he wants to bring back the old belts. He was successful bringing back the Intercontinental title for about 10 years. So by bringing the Winged Eagle, even though it was just one night only, he gets them both from the top. I don't care what's pre-planned. If I got both of them, I would throw down that big W belt and put the real belt around me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling this is their way of reintroducing that title back.
Well, you think about it, might make sense because they're doing the '80s retro. Doing Saturday Night's Main Event, bringing back the wing belt. Who knows what else they're gonna bring back into play.
Right.
Getting back into nostalgia type stuff.
And when you look at the picture of Cody wearing the Winged Eagle belt, it looks so much better. It looks like a real championship now.
Right. As opposed to a remake thing that you can order offline.
Right. Because we don't need something that's got the big W on it. We know what company it belongs to.
Who knows what's going to happen? The Royal Rumble, as far as the 30-man battle royal. Who's going to win? I see somebody surprisingly coming back and winning the women's.
They generally do have at least one person coming back as a surprise.
I see Becky Lynch possibly coming in. I see
Charlotte.
Charlotte would be a big one. I'd love to see crap.
Supposedly, Jordan Grace's contract with TNA is done before the Rumble, and they may fix it to where she can make her actual main roster debut
at the Rumble.
At the Rumble.
Who knows? We might see Alexa Bliss. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we hadn't seen her in 2 years.
Yeah, she popped up. I see Charlotte popping in, and maybe her or Becky Lynch. I don't know. I see Charlotte Flair winning the Rumble more than I do Becky Lynch. Just because of contract negotiation stuff. Her contract ran out as opposed to Flair, actually getting injured.
I would rather have a new winner to the Rumble. But it would have to be somebody that's believable, though. And let's see, personnel. Okay. So when you look at those who have already won the Rumble, Charlotte's one, Becky, Oscar, Bailey, Rhea. Um, okay, so for the women, we had Oscar, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Ronda Rousey, Rhea Ripley, and Bailey have all won the Rumble. Um, and every one of them have been very believable as winners of the Rumble.
I'm looking at Sol Ruka. Is that how you pronounce her name?
So looking at those on the roster right now who would be believable, I can see a Nia Jax winning
Mm-hmm.
and possibly Nia Jax winning so that she can come back after Tiffany. I'd buy that in a heartbeat. Um,
How I could see that happening. I hope they don't go that route.
I can also kind of see Jade maybe winning the Rumble, although I think that might be a little early pulling the trigger on her.
They need to have. I think that storyline between her and Bianca maybe. I'm hoping that it hits this WrestleMania. I'm hoping they put them two against each other.
I wouldn't mind seeing Michin win because she's been getting a pretty decent push lately.
Um,
Let's
but,
see.
and who from NXT is going to pop in?
That's a good question. I could see Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler if they ever let her like really go. Um, women's division. Oh boy, you got a who's who here. Cora Jade, I really like her. Fallon Henley, Julia. Um, Jada Parker's been really good lately. Lash Legend is a monster. Lola Bites, Stephanie Baker, Roxanne Perez. I'm actually surprised that she's not on the main roster. She's already been in the Rumble twice.
Right.
Um, Zarya, she was real popular in the Australian independents.
Well,
I'd like to see Sol Ruka at least make an appearance.
yes, that's the one I'm pushing for on
Yeah,
NXT. That Soul Snatcher move she's got, man, that is freaking awesome.
I know.
Freaking awesome.
I know. And
If you don't know what we're talking about, look it up.
I keep having to watch that over and over because I know what she does, and I can never remember exactly how she does it because it happens so quick.
Yeah, it's almost like a stunner, but it's you're coming off the top. You're coming off. You run towards the ropes and flipping in the air and doing a stunner. She did it off a ladder or something, did she? During
I think she did.
yeah, she came off a ladder and did it. It's like, or ran towards the ladder. So she's yeah. If you folks that are watching here, you got to look it up and see. It's a freaking awesome move. Um, but
She is 25 years old, so she's got a long
long
career
time.
ahead of her. And she is also dating Tyler Bate. Um, Tyler Bate is one of the tiny guys. He's only 6'7",
He's
She
one of the
uh,
small guys,
he's
only
only 5'7".
6'7".
She's 5'9". And I'm thinking, holy cow, there's a lot of men out there jealous of Tyler Bate.
Mm.
But yeah, I would like to see her in the Rumble. She is just about as good as they come.
Maybe we'll see it. What do you think they're going to have? What they're going to do with men's stuff? Do you think it's going to be, Roman winning the?
For me, I'm banking on either LA Knight or CM Punk. And right now, LA Knight is announced for the Rumble. He apparently announced it Friday night, but I thought for sure with the direction that they were going that LA Knight and Shinsuke would be battling for the U.S. title in the undercard.
Now he did come back out. Did he come back out Thursday night after that match? I thought I remember seeing something LA Knight coming back out,
Well, he came out and attacked
and
Shinsuke.
at the end of it, so he's not done with Shinsuke.
Right.
Now I will say this: Shinsuke changed his look a little bit. Instead of having all black, he had a red waistband sash. He had a red sash on around his waist, so it broke up that whole black outfit thing that he had. So
I don't know. I'm liking this new look of Shinsuke. He looks
I
a
like
lot more devious.
I like the new look. He just needs to tweak it, like I said a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he tweaked it a little bit with the red mix in there, but
The makeup that he's got around his eyes really make him look evil.
I wish he'd put his hair up in a samurai-ish man bun.
Mm.
Since he's got the whole samurai look with the helmet and everything else.
It could work.
He could do it in a way where it's like here and then still have strands of it coming down.
It could work. They'd have to figure out a way to do it, but I've never seen him with his hair pulled back.
No. And maybe he tried it and he's like, no, this doesn't look right.
But I am glad that LA is in the Rumble match because he's already been in two Royal Rumble events and they have both been in the undercard. So now I am really happy to see that he's going to be in the actual match because he's one of my picks to win this year. It's either him or CM Punk. Now, with that said, the reports that I am seeing is that they are looking currently at Cody Rhodes versus John Cena at WrestleMania. I honestly don't think that is the right match. But I can see that as a way of John Cena passing the torch to Cody. If that
Um,
if that's what they're looking at, um, and there is no bigger place than WrestleMania to do that. But
yeah.
huh?
I don't know how that would. I don't know how that would work storyline wise.
Well, Cody's not going to be with Kevin forever.
Well, that and you really. I mean, there's really nothing they've got set up, to give Cody um, a good opponent for WrestleMania as of right now. So you can't keep on. Excuse me, can't keep the Kevin Owens thing going that long. I believe it's going to end with the ladder match at the Royal Rumble.
I think so too.
I
I
think
have
the one getting hurt, something or other, he'll be out of commission, and then somebody else will jump in there and be his opponent for WrestleMania.
I have a feeling with the direction that everything's going is that this year's Rumble on the men's side will be as stacked as it possibly can be because LA Knight's in. We already know John Cena's going to be in it. Um,
And will he be number 30?
well,
Considering his age and all that, he might be one of the last ones to come in.
here's something that I saw somebody put out. There is a rumor that The Rock may be coming out into the Rumble as number 31. You have your 30-man Rumble, and then The Rock using his position as the final boss, um, member of the board of directors, using his influence. Say, you know what? I'm going to be in this match. I'm going to come in last. I'm coming in at number 31.
I think
Damn thing you can do about it. I can
I
see
think
that happening.
I can see that happening too, but I would much rather see Roman versus Rock than I would see Rock versus Cody.
I would too, but here's the kicker: if John Cena is going to be the winner of the Rumble, how cool would it be to see Rock come out at number 31, fully expecting to win the Rumble, and John Cena tosses him out?
Well, then you have a rift between Rock and him.
You would, but because John Cena now has the power to choose what he wants to do for the main event, he can pick Cody. You know what, Rock? Screw you. I'm going with Cody. And then Roman can come in saying, okay, now I am the true tribal chief because I don't see him losing the Ulafala tomorrow night.
No,
And that can bring in Roman and Rock, possibly main eventing night one of WrestleMania.
could happen.
And then Cody and John main eventing night two. This would give John that final.
Goodbye.
You see what Eileen's saying here?
Uh-uh. Last thing I see on the comments is, oh, I see a message between I would whip Jeremy's ass.
He would because he knows karate. He's a double black belt. I wouldn't last a second against that. But this would also give John Cena one last main event at WrestleMania. And I would be all for that.
I can see that happening. Yeah, that would be a good way for John Cena to retire on.
Yeah, so I can see that. But I'm still going to put my pick for LA Knight or CM Punk. But if John Cena wins this year, that will make him the second person ever to win 3 Rumble matches.
Who was the other? Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. But he won his 3 in a 5-year period.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Eileen. I got to drive to Columbus in a minute.
He was actually talking about that at the top of the show because we
Yeah,
had turned from a wrestling show into a weather forecast.
yeah. I like those predictions. That reminds me, I do have to get on the road, and it's not raining right now. So maybe if I can get out of here within the next 30 minutes, I can
Okay,
miss most of it.
that works for me. Um, as far as the women's Rumble match, really hard to say, but it could either go Nia Jax. I wouldn't mind seeing Michin winning. Um, I could see Jade as a winner, but right now,
Um,
nobody that she would go after has the title.
right.
because I think Jade is going to end up fighting Bianca at WrestleMania.
That's what I think. I think there's. I see Jade being more heel than I see Bianca. But in the world of wrestling, you throw a wrench in the works and a twist and turn and make Bianca the heel
Right.
instead of the obvious. That would be a great surprise and all. So maybe she's the one who actually did it. You know,
That's what a lot of people are leaning towards. That Bianca's the one who did it. Speaking of surprises, who do you think might be a surprise for the Rumble?
uh, um, I don't know. I have nobody right now.
Like I said, I have a feeling that this year's men's match is going to be very stacked. It'll have LA Knight, CM Punk, John Cena, The Rock, Roman Reigns. I'm sure Solo will be in there. Logan Paul. Those guys will all be in there. I am.
You think Logan Paul will be there?
Huh?
You think Logan Paul will be in there? I thought
Oh,
he's taking a break.
no, he's back. He's back on Monday Night Raw now.
Oh,
Um,
he didn't take much of a break for his,
he announced
taking
he was
breaks for his.
retired from wrestling, and then 3 days later, he showed up for that press conference for Monday Night Raw, saying that he was now on Raw. So he was just
He can't make his mind up.
um, maybe Brock Lesnar coming back.
I could see that. I could see him pop in. I don't know. I don't know. Brock, I think is done. I think Brock's done.
I don't know. He was supposed to come back last year, and then when that lawsuit came out, they replaced Brock with Braun Breaker.
Right. Um.
I'm seeing a match between those two. It would
Yeah.
be very hard hitting and very fast paced.
It'd be a very quick match. I don't think it'd last very long. It wouldn't last more than 10 minutes.
Never know. Um, let's see here for the NXT men's. I want to see Obafemi in the Rumble. Um, he would be incredible in the Rumble. I think. Um, at some point, I wouldn't mind seeing Javon Evans. That kid can fly.
I
I
have to look at those guys. I haven't watched NXT. I haven't watched anything here lately.
Javon Evans is like a bird.
Main event. Other than Saturday night's main event.
Let's see here. They have a like a legends. Okay, ambassadors. Let's see, ambassadors for the Rumble. Um, I heard a rumor something about Ken Shamrock and
Ooh, that would be good.
John Waltman. There was a rumor that he was going to be in it last year, but he wasn't. Uh, that'd be the only two that I
Mm.
could possibly see.
As soon as I get done with this in the next 10 minutes, I'm getting tough and we're going to get.
He's cooking him and Dallas some food right now.
Okay. I want to get out of here before the rain hits.
Looks like it's already too late. Looks like it's already started sprinkling.
Yeah. Love you. You're muted right now, so.
Make sure Tuck gets all of his stuff, both fabrics.
I've asked him that stuff before, and he always winds up leaving something.
Double check. Make sure he gets everything over here. Our bathroom, Garrett's
He's almost
bathroom.
18 years old.
I don't care.
Bye.
Hanging up stuff.
Bye.
Gotta double check. Um, I I don't know. It's all. I just want 1 year where they don't announce anybody. Period. Don't announce a single person for the Rumble. Let all 60 people be a surprise.
Well, with the way the world is now with social media, that'll never happen. I think those.
You know,
Now,
true.
even if you don't,
Officially announce anybody.
if they don't officially announce anybody on the shows, but you still have maybe the leaks on social media, I can live with that because you don't know 100% on it because there's a thing floating around now. There's a list floating around social media right now of who's in the Rumble.
Oh, I know that comes out every year.
Yeah, it's like I don't take. I use it. I take those with a grain of salt. It's like anybody can make a damn list up now.
Well, it was through that that the idea of The Rock being the 31st man came out.
Maybe I'll throw one together and just put this outlandish stupid crap on there like Doink the Clown and Kane and Taker's coming back and Rock's coming back and Hogan's coming in and Goldberg.
Yeah, that. Oh man, I miss the old days. Doink the Clown coming out. Rick Martel. I miss those old days. So yeah,
I follow Ricky Morton on Facebook. He's old, but he's still Rock and Roll Express.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, he's still wrestling and still kicking around
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I see posts all the time with him and where
Would
he's
that
like
be something to have him and Robert come out in the Rumble, just kind of mess around for a minute or two, and then toss him
get
over?
thrown out. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool.
What if now I think they've done it before, but have a tag team Royal Rumble?
No, they have never been in the Rumble. The only time they have been on pay per view, I
No,
remember.
no, no, no. Have a tag team Royal Rumble.
Oh, where it's just tag teams only.
Yeah, and whoever wins goes to WrestleMania for tag team. Now, here's the thing: you could do it whereas one person of your tag team gets thrown out, then the whole team is eliminated.
They done that with regular battle royals, but it'd be kind of hard to do that on a Royal Rumble though,
They
because
could do it.
let's say Ricky's number one, Robert's 28. Ricky comes in, he gets
No,
eliminated.
you'd have to have the tag team come out together.
Ooh.
The Rock and Roll Express is number one, and they start off with like the Killer Bees is number two, and they
Ooh,
go back and forth, and then
that is an interesting
like a
concept.
like a tornado tag. Number three comes in, it's two more,
And
and
keep
then
it
you
at,
do.
and have it at 30 teams.
No, you'd have to keep it at you'd have to knock it down to like 15 or something. You'd have to because you couldn't have 60 freaking people in there, which I don't think that would happen. But
No, that'll never happen. But
just say if you had 20 tag teams, I don't think there's even 20 tag teams out there.
I don't think they have 20 actual tag teams in the
That's what
WWE period.
that's what I'm saying. So if you did say 15 tag teams in total were in the match, besides your champions and all.
It could be an idea because they're talking about next year moving the Rumble to 2 nights, and I had mentioned doing women's night one night and men's night the
And
next.
not
Hello. So maybe they could do like 4 Rumbles. two one night, two the next night, and maybe do what you're suggesting, do the tag team. That would definitely help put more people out there.
Now, you hear that, Paul? It's a good idea. Do it.
If he's ever watching this.
But he ain't watching our shit. We're
Or
some
even
shit.
Bruce Pritchard.
Huh? Bruce Pritchard, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I used to love Pritchard. Not Bruce, but Dr. Tom, his brother. I watched his brother wrestle.
Oh,
Small
Tom
time stuff.
Pritchard.
Yeah, God, it was so good back in the day.
What was his name? The Doctor of Style or something like that?
Dr. Tom Pritchard. Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Yeah, but he was the Doctor of Style or something.
I don't know. He would just went under Dr. Tom. This was back when Paul Heyman was Paulie Dangerously.
Let's see here.
Eddie Gilbert was around. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Missy Hyatt.
Yeah, because
Sid Vicious was humongous. Sid Vicious was Lord Humongous.
because he was with Jimmy Del Rey. He was Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey.
Back when wrestling was good, wholesome, high school gym wrestling.
Let's see. Jimmy Del Rey died just a little over 10 years ago, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was that
I
long.
want to say Tom Pritchard has a wrestling school now.
Oh, yeah, Tom's still around.
Huh?
Tom's still around.
Yeah, I think he has a wrestling school, doesn't he?
I'm looking him up right now. Well, he's trained a bunch of wrestlers.
Tom Pritchard Wrestling School.
Well, I'm looking up on Wikipedia right now. Okay, he was hired by WWE. Oh, this is 2007.
JP Wrestling Academy.
He was released in 2012 and replaced by Bill DeMott as head trainer.
Dr. Tom Pritchard on training The Rock versus.
He has trained a couple of the newer wrestlers like Ivy Nile and Shannon Lorenzo. So he's trained.
Knox New. Get that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Donald Martin has seen his way out. I'm sure he's seen what he done, so he'll get right back in here, hopefully in the next minute or two. Anyway, yeah, this tomorrow night is Monday Night Raw debuting on Netflix, which is huge. We're 4 weeks away from the Royal Rumble, which is my favorite event of the year. And then the week before will be Saturday night's main event. Nothing has been announced for that just yet. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be seeing Cody Rhodes on the card. Not if they're still doing this whole neck and back injury thing. Okay. Just sent Donald a message asking him if he's coming back in. Yeah, If not, then I will go ahead and end the show. Um, whew. What an interesting turn of events. Here we go. Hello. You muted. You are muted. Well, do you want to just go ahead and end the show? No? Your mic is still muted. Nope. Okay, now your mic is not muted, but I still can't hear you. Can you hear me? You cannot hear me? Okay, let's go ahead and end the show. Yeah. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for playing along with us. We're going to go ahead and end the show. Donald's got too many issues going on right now, so we'll try to do another show sometime between now and preferably Saturday night's main event, which is in 3 weeks. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have had a happy and a safe new year, and we will see you guys soon. Take care and have a good rest of the day.